New tonight at 10, data centers are the new target in modern warfare as Iranian military officials promise a sweeping wave of digital chaos that now stretches into the U.S. Action News 5's Joyce Peterson spoke to a cyber security expert tonight to gauge the threat to Memphis, where, of course, there are 3 XAI data centers headquartered here. Joyce.
Yeah, Joy, data centers house the equipment required to power everything from banking apps to cloud services to artificial intelligence. They're now considered critical infrastructure, just like power plants, hospitals, and railroads. Iranian hackers just took out U.S. medical device company Stryker, impacting workers here in Memphis. Iranian drones took out data centers in the Middle East. So will hacktivists target data centers here on U.S. soil?
Typically with cyber attacks, they're going to attack whatever's vulnerable.
Cybersecurity expert Dr. David Yutsky says today's wartime hackers aren't focusing on financial extortion like previous ransomware attacks. Their goal now is data destruction in healthcare, banking, education, and AI.
It's no longer attacking defense contractors, things of that nature. It's actually going after the private sector, which is going to a lot of times be far more disruptive to the larger civilian population.
Iranian military officials declared war on data centers in the Middle East, drones taking out 3 Amazon Web Services facilities. Their bombs can't reach U.S. soil, but cyber criminals can. Pro-Iranian hackers claimed responsibility for a cyber attack that crippled U.S. medical device company Stryker, gaining access through a Microsoft system linking personal devices to the business.
XAI has received a $200 million award contract from the Department of Defense.
Keyshawn Pearson, founder of Memphis Community Against Pollution, is vocal about his concern that XAI's gas turbines are an air pollution threat. But he also worries the data centers make Memphis a target for agents of chaos.
When you think about military operations and where this information will live, that makes Memphis a target to folks who are looking to hurt, harm, or put the United States in danger.
The Iran conflict now forcing U.S. tech companies like XAI to overhaul risk assessment protocol.
I don't want to have your viewers believe that there's this imminent threat, but cloud infrastructure is a vulnerability, but there is a threat.
So Dr. Yutsky says that U.S. companies should very carefully review and tighten up their cybersecurity systems. And personal phones and devices, he adds, should not be used in private business or government agencies because they lack the proper software to protect them from sophisticated cyber attacks. Live in the newsroom tonight, I'm Joyce Peterson. Joy, back to you in the studio.